Good morning, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. I hope that everyone has had an excellent Thanksgiving Day festivities, that you've had a lot of awesome food, a lot of good gathering with families and friends, and really enjoyed the day. I think we need a little bit of that. We need a little bit of happiness and good times with family, probably more so these days than ever before. Now, I am under the impression that in the U.S., Thanksgiving is the greater holiday. I may be wrong there, but it just seems to me that Thanksgiving is the bigger celebration over Christmas, whereas in Canada, Thanksgiving is more of the lighter end. The Christmas holidays are deemed the greater holidays, and there's more prep, there's more gift giving, there's more gatherings, there's more of everything, more festivities for the Christmas season here in Canada. And I hope that those of you who were traveling yesterday were not seriously disrupted. I know that there was quite a nasty accident at the border, which sadly 2 people passed, and fortunately the innocent bystander, well, there was one that was injured slightly and nothing major, which is good to see. Normally it's the innocent that ended up being affected worse than the perpetrators. Now, whether that was a deliberate situation or whether it was something to do with medical issues or Lord knows what, a lot of what we're being told doesn't make sense. We were told initially that there were explosives in the vehicle and that it was a terrorist type attack. It appeared that way. And of course that was walked back later. Now, I don't know if we'll ever know the truth. But I think that they deliberately did allay people's fears, did eventually open up the borders again. I know that all 4 border crossings between Ontario and New York were shut down for hours, and that Pearson Airport, which is Toronto's largest airport, or one of Canada's largest airports, was also shut down for a number of hours, and now they're screening a whole lot more carefully. So probably with just cause. When people travel and when people are getting together is certainly when you want things to go as smoothly as possible. Anyway, as Christmas is the larger of the 2 holidays here, we did have our Thanksgiving celebration about a month ago, and I think we always have it earlier because it is colder up here. But yes, we did celebrate Thanksgiving during the fall season, and we're almost into winter now. It isn't technically winter, but it certainly feels like it. So getting ready for the Christmas season, and I decided that once again I would make homemade fruitcake. Now, store-bought fruitcake is somewhat not that tasty, and I had noticed years and years back that Mark's mother one time made a batch of homemade fruitcake, and it was awesome, and Mark just kept cutting slices off this and kept eating it, and yes, it was rather delicious, and certainly nothing like store-bought. And then a few years back I decided I'd start making it for the Christmas season, and I have made it the last 2 years. And the first year I made 3 loaves, and last year I ended up making 6 loaves because it was such a hit. I think I'm going to scale back to the 3 loaves. 1 batch makes 3 loaves, hopefully. So I have checked my pantry, and I have half the dried fruits I need and half the nuts that I need. So I am going to go shopping today to pick up the other ingredients. I mean, I have all the other spices and sugars and it calls for cranberry juice, and I have some homemade cranberry juice, and it calls for either a rum or a brandy. So this morning I asked Mark whether he had any rum or brandy that he wanted to contribute to the fruitcake, and we did find something that was suitable. And I think it was rum this time. Initially, we pulled out a bottle of brandy that has never been opened, but he did find some spiced rum. And I told him spiced rum would probably be just fine because we're going to add spices to the fruitcake as well. And we both took a whiff of this, took a nice smell, and yeah, it smelled really nice. So we're going to use the spiced rum this time. And it isn't too early to make it. It's a good time to make it actually so that you can let it age for a little while before Christmas. And I know that there are those that I talked into trying it last year that will want a loaf, so I'll save one for a Christmas gathering for sure, and the rest probably for Mark and myself. Anyway, I'm going to prepare to go out shopping, and I'll probably pick up a few other things, but definitely starting to think about what to do for Christmas decorations and what to do for Christmas treats, and I think it's mostly in the treats area. I may make some candied pecans. They also go over very well. They make lovely gifts, and they're not terribly expensive and very easy to make. I believe I do have a video showing how to make candied pecans, and they can be put in a mason jar or in a little plastic bag and tied with a ribbon and, made to look lovely and given as a stocking stuffer. Certainly many things like this that we can do, and it's early enough in the season that I can probably prepare a few things if I want to. So I'm off to the shops now to see what I can find, and definitely would like to start my fruitcake today if possible. If not, there's time. Well, I just got back from the stores and I replenished my jars. I already had pecans and almonds, but I did get some filberts or hazelnuts and some walnuts. So I needed those now. I didn't realize that it was Black Friday today because I don't really pay much attention to that. So yeah, the shops were busier than I thought. Anyway, I also had some fruit, but I picked up some dried apricots and some pitted dates. You want them pitted. You don't have to worry about the pits as well as everything else. But I did have, once again, some raisins and some cranberries. And I have yet to find some maraschino cherries. I definitely want to put some of those in, but the shops that I went to, I couldn't find it from either one of them. So that's it for now. And I also could have bought some candied ginger, but I just didn't think about it until after I got home. But it's fine the way it is. I've got more than enough ingredients to start this, so I'm going to start it today. Okay, at this point I have my raisins and cranberries, and I've chopped up the dried apricots and the pitted dates all into a uniform size, so they're all in a non-reactive bowl. So you want either a stainless steel bowl is great for this, or a glass bowl. And so now at this point I'm going to add a cup of rum. Now it could be rum, brandy, or if you don't want to use a liquor, you can use cranberry juice, and I have done that in the past, but Mark would prefer that I use some kind of liquor. So we've got a full cup in there, and I'm going to stir this up, and we're going to leave this overnight. I'm going to cover it up and leave it overnight to soak up all that liquid. And what happens is that the dried fruit does swell and becomes very moist. But that is exactly what you want for that. And I will go out tomorrow and try to get some maraschino cherries to add to this, even just to add that punch of red color, which is really beautiful. And I may even get some dried green cherries as well. We'll see what I can find. But okay, so we're going to cover this up right now. We're going to leave this overnight. Now, I'm not going to go through the full recipe. I will show you the cake done. But if you're interested in how to make this, I will put a link to the fruitcake. I've done a couple of videos on this in the past. So
they're there if you want them. Okay? That's it for now.
Anyway, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. As I said, hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving and you're all getting ready for Christmas now. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.